Okay, part two. All right, so you know now that there is no court order. Okay, um, so that being said, I'm going to let this play for a couple more seconds, and then we're going to expound a little bit more. Here we go.
Mr. Howard is ordered to pay $151 a month, and he is currently behind the amount of $8,298
That's the arrearage as of what date?
today.
And when was the last time you received a payment?
He made a $1 payment on October 26th.
A whole dollar.
Of this year?
Correct.
And when was the last payment before that?
December of 2021,
And how much was that?
$14.38.
So since December of 2021, he's made a total of about $15 in payments.
Correct.
And how long has this order been in place?
The original order was entered October of 2019, and judgment of divorce order that support remains the same. That was March of 2020.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, so again, it's his turn to get up. All right, and this is where we're really going to start breaking down and getting into this video. I don't even know why this guy accepted the invitation. He'd have been better off just letting him put a warrant out if he didn't know any better to send it back. Okay, again, gentlemen, stop accepting mail. All right, so let's go.
Right, Mr. Howard, do you have any questions for Mr. Meskin?
Yeah. When was the last time you had conversations with Mr. Howard, the defendant?
Okay, first question, dumbass question. Okay, first question he just asked, when's the last time you had a conversation? Dumb question. Okay, bruh, you get an F for this. All right, right here, gentlemen, is incidentally, this case is out of Michigan. It is dealing with the friend of the court. Okay, so this right here, again, we know that it is contractual in nature. This is the actual Michigan contract. Okay, this I'll see, and it's not the newest one, but it's the new one still says the same shit. All right, what is the subject? This is a memorandum. All right, look, all friend of the court staff. The guy that just got done being questioned is friend of the court staff. Remember, she said, who were you employed by? Friend of the court. All right, all prosecuting attorneys, the guy who's asking the question. All right, and all Office of Support OCSS staff. Okay, this is from Aaron Frisch. All right, Aaron Frisch is the director of the Office of Child Support that is in Michigan. What is the subject? Contract performance standards. This is a 4D contract. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down. Again, contract performance standards. Okay. 4D partner offices. What is a partner? An association of two or more persons as co-owners of a business for profit. All right. So there's two types of contracts here, but they're just worded different. First, cooperative reimbursement program refers to the contract entered into by the state and the counties. This includes the court. All right. The cooperative reimbursement program requires counties to perform 4D work and provides for the reimbursement of the 4D work. 4D staff may find more information about the contract reimbursement program in my support. Okay. Contract performance standards refers solely to the performance standards newly established within the cooperative reimbursement service. Okay. So refers to the task that will implement, measure, and monitor the contract going forward. Who enters into this contract? We're going to go down to page 4. All right. The contract identifies 7 case management requirements. All right, look, court establishment for family support and paternity cases, court review and modification. All right, so this court, again, is performing administrative functions of a business for profit that operates in the state in return for payment. And how do you know they're a business for profit? Right here. Look, The CRP also requires staff training in what? Customer service. Businesses sell services to customers, gentlemen. Okay? 4D program is a partnership, an association of two or more persons as co-owners of a business for profit. Who do they make their money from? Customers. All right? If you're not a customer is one who applies for Title 4D services, pays the $35 application fee, and agrees to cooperate with the 4D crime family. Okay? If you did not apply for 4D service, you're not a customer. You're a victim. All right? Let that be known to you. All right, let's so he's a contractual agent, the prosecutor's a contractual agent, and the judge is a contractual agent. Okay? That is not a judge, that is not a prosecutor, and this guy he can be an employee, but he's still a contractual agent. Just that simple. Let's continue.
When was the last time you inquired about the ability to pay?
Okay, so number one, the first question should have been, sir, this is a Title 4D case, is it not? Yes. Thank you. Now, under Title 4, so Title 4D of the Act pertains to who, sir? I don't know what you mean. Well, you're sitting here testifying. Do you not know what Title 4D means? It doesn't mean child support. There's no such thing as child support. So I reiterate, what part of Title 4D am I subject to as a man? Well, it's the law. Okay. Well, so the record can reflect Title 4D, 42 U.S.C. 651, clearly states, for the purpose of enforcing the support obligations owed by a non-custodial parent. When you look at me, sir, do you see a man? Yes, but it doesn't say man in there. It says non-custodial parent. All right. So how does it apply? Let's go.
That's not the appointment court's job.
Are you the caseworker for the defendant?
Okay. He just said that he was the caseworker. All right. So what he should have been doing was questioning this contractor. Okay. I don't want all in on this contractor. I'd have had that broad leaving out of there in tears like I done with her. Okay. So at the very beginning, when he started speaking, and I should have went this the other video, but I'll do it now. Okay. He not one time questioned, okay, the authority or the jurisdiction that she was operating under. Not challenging the jurisdiction, all right, inquiring about it. Under what jurisdiction are you operating here today, man? Equity, civil, criminal. All right, she's got to give you an answer. And I guarantee you it's not civil. It is chancery. It is equity. Okay? Equity, again, deals with this of fairness and just. All right? It has nothing to do with any positive aspect or any aspect of positive law. So in equity, someone decides what is going to be fair and just, and then their order is placed on that alleged fair and justice. All right, that's where the alleged order comes from. All right, it's not appealable. You can appeal it, but it's done, like I said, it's not done out of positive law. This person, this contractor right here, is going to be saying, well, I think this is fair and I think this is just, and she's going to do what he's going to allow her to do. All right, but ma'am, are you operating in a judicial capacity today? Yes, I am. Thank you. I have a copy of the Constitution for the state of Michigan. You are fully aware of that Constitution? Yes, I am. And you swore an oath of office to uphold the state Constitution and the federal Constitution for the United States of America. Yes, I did. Thank you. We seem to have an issue here, a conflict of interest, ma'am, on the basis that I have proof beyond a shadow of a doubt that you are under a contract with the state of Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, which is in the executive branch. You, ma'am, are professing to be a judge within the judicial branch, and under the Constitution, where is it at? All right, Article 3, separation of powers, okay? You are not supposed to be doing anything pertaining to Title 4D, which is under the auspices of the OCS within the judicial or the executive branch. You are violating the separation of powers. You are also, ma'am, I have proof here that you are operating contractually, not constitutionally. And the 3 C's of the 4D spree applies. Constitutional, all right, it's contractual, it's not constitutional, and therefore I do not consent. Have a nice day. He never questioned her on that. He never brought up anything. Look, he didn't go in there without a contract. He didn't go in there without the Michigan 4D handbook. All right. He didn't bring any of the grants or agreements or the contracts. Okay. He was able to shut this down. He just started babbling. Let's go.
Yes, I am.
So when was the last time you and the defendant spoke?
All right. Again, dumb question. Okay, sir, are you operating under under the Constitution today, or are you operating under a contract today? These are the types of questions you want to be answering. Now, gentlemen, these weapons are first and foremost. Again, stop accepting mail. You won't have to go through this bullshit. You have 2 options. Okay, first option, you send them a cease and desist. You tell them that this shit is, it's violating my rights. All right, I'm not a customer. I'm a victim. I want a full refund of such and such. I want it. I want termination of the case, 0 arrears, full refund. I want it off my credit report, and I want 6% interest. Okay, that's the first step. Second step, and you do that by notary, certified mail. Second step, after they ignore, all right, what you want them to do, then you sue them in federal court. These weapons are when you sue them and take them to federal court and they're trying to back out of it. So we got left of immunity. Oh, Rooker Feldman. We can terminate any abstination based off their contract. Okay. That's what this is for. But I'm going over it to show you that if you think you're going to walk into one of these hearings with this bullshit that this man is talking, all right, I can almost guarantee you they already labeled him a sovereign citizen just by the way he's talking. And it gets better. Check it out.
To each other.
On this case, I'm not sure. I don't know if we ever have on this case.
Now, originally on this case, the defendant, when you had the order signed, is that the same day that he was taken into incarceration?
Again, a waste of question. All right, a total waste of question. All right. Foremost, earlier he talked about the contract, and he said that he's not a part of the contract. All right, when I first saw the video, I was like, okay, he's going to challenge the paternity establishment. Okay, I believe that's what he meant. I'm hoping that's what he meant, but okay. So number one, he never asked for a copy of the paternity establishment because without paternity established, all right, the 4D crime family has no legal claim on his income. All right, I would have demanded that. So you're saying I'm obligated to pay child support? Only way I can be obligated to pay child support is in 2 ways, gentlemen. All right, and there's people out there who don't know what they're talking about. First, all right, the first way is you sign a voluntary acknowledgement of paternity. Voluntary acknowledgement of paternity. Second is you go into an oral or written personal responsibility contract between a non-custodial pay rent and the 4D crime family. You must succeed to the status of non-custodial pay rent. Succeed means de-evolution of title to property under the law of distribution. All right, you succeed from Genesis 1 and 26 man, all right, creating the image and likeness of the creators of the universe, to the status of a non-custodial pay rent, which is property, and it is the creation of the federal government, all right, which makes it an ens legis. It's a creature of law. Okay. He went in here totally unprepared. He wanted to go to jail. Check it out.
I have no knowledge of them.
All right. So okay, so let's go to October 1st, 2019, is that correct?
The original order was entered October 28th of 2019.
Okay.
And you were served July of 2018. This order.
Okay, there it is. Oh, and you were served. Okay. Now, when he's talking about the defendant, and like I said, I thought he was going somewhere with it. All right, because the defendant here is the non-custodial pay rent. That's the defendant, not him. He's just providing commercial energy to it. It's not a real person. It's just a number in a computer system.
So on October the 1st, because he was incarcerated for 4 days. On that day, recollection shows that the defendant
Well,
and
Mr. Howard, can I first inquire, why were you incarcerated?
for a failure for the case was there for
The felony child support case?
was there taking care of
Okay, so
this.
he didn't deal with a felony case, so. I don't
Right,
know
but I'm
that-
speaking in, okay, well, in regards to this case, on that same day, the 2 officers there, that was the time that this was supposedly signed to be a child support order.
I signed the child support.
Bam. Okay. Oh, you signed it. Well, thank you, ma'am. Well, we can get rid of this. We can get rid of your your witness here, because according to the contract, all right, if you are performing under a contract. All right, let me go here. 42 USC 45 CFR 32434. Cooperative arrangements. What is an arrangement? It is a contract. All right. The state plan shall provide that the state, all right, it's not the state, it's the 4D agency, will enter into contracts which are reflected in a record for what? Cooperative arrangements under 303-107 terms of this chapter with appropriate courts. That's this broad. All right. 303-107. Requirements of the contract. All right. The state, the region, the 4D agency must ensure that all contracts, look, contain a clear description of the specific duties, functions, and responsibilities of each party. Who is the party to a contract? A contractor. A contractor is a person who goes into a contract. B, specify clear and definite standards of performance which meet federal requirements. All right. So if it's meeting federal requirements, it's not meeting constitutional requirements. What is performance? You perform a contract. Do not take my word for it. Look it up. C, my favorite. Specify that the parties will comply with 4D of the Act, implementing federal regulations and other applicable federal regulations and requirements. There is no requirement to implement constitutional prohibitions. So these contractors, all right, this judge, what? Where's it at? Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Hold on. Right here. Judge swore that she would support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this state. When, all right, and where, right here, look, the court now, under your sworn oath of office, this judge, this lady pretending to be a judge, right, who has an oath of office to uphold and defend the Constitution, both of them, right, when she's operating in the contractual capacity, all right, she is certifying that this hearing right now was conducted in compliance with Title 4D of the Act, all right, which remember, 651, Title 4D only applies to non-custodial pay rents, okay? It does not apply to men who are under Genesis 1 and 26 by nature equally free and independent. Let's go.
Okay, well, during that time period, there seems to be a mistake in fact. Okay, all right.
I have no follow-up questions for Mr. Roscoe.
Have a seat. Any other witnesses?
I have no further witnesses, Your
All
Honor.
right, Mr. Howard, so do you wish to call any witnesses?
Okay. At this juncture, I don't know why. All right, because they're gonna bring. Remember, I forwarded in the last video. They're gonna bring his baby mom on here. All right. And worst case scenario, if you ever have a chance to do this, I'll let it play, and I'll show you how to tear her to shreds too.
Mrs. Howard,
Okay,
stand up.
you can stand at the podium.
All right.
And then she's going to be up there. And I swear in, Miss Howard, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Can you state your full name for the record, please?
Katie Suzanne Howard.
All right, very good. Mr. Howard?
Okay. At the time when you, at the time of conception, were you married?
Not a bad question, but not a logical question. Okay. Again, a good question on the basis that when you are married, remember I showed you in the last video, all right, that paternity is already established. So that wasn't too bad of a question. However,
Of what session of the,
Of the child?
So, Mr. Howard, the only issue we're really here on and we need to focus on is the child support and failure to pay.
Correct.
okay, so there it is. The only issue, that is why we are here, because the non-custodial pay rent is not paid. And we are under the presumption that you are the non-custodial pay rent because you have not rebutted that presumption ever. Okay?
But if the child is born out of wedlock, then we have to figure out a different scenario because all
No,
that's not
doesn't make
true.
a difference if she was married to you, married to
That-
somebody else, or not married at all.
Okay. So if two things here. He may not know about the acknowledgement of paternity. Again, I'm going to assume that he does. All right, but you notice she brought up the word marriage. All right, we don't know. I don't know if they were married now. It never says. If they weren't married, all right, then paternity would have had to been established. If they were married, paternity was already established. All right, so now he never went into detail about it, so neither did this contractor. Because I'm quite sure if he'd have pressed the issue, well, I need to see some sort of paternity establishment. All right, that's a presumption. I never established paternity. Without it, we can't be here. Let's go.
All right. Let's see here. Okay, so
It's a shame.
okay. Underneath Michigan Common Law 700.7901, there's remedies for breach.
All right. I don't know where he got this shit from. Remedy to a breach? A breach of what? Contract? You haven't provided that there was a contract. This would have been the first question that I asked the baby's mom. Would have been, ma'am, accordingly, are you entitled to receive Title 4D payments from me? Yes. And is my child, is the child in question entitled, and do both you and that child have a right to receive payments from me? Yes, we do. All right, thank you. My Honor, I would like to submit that the United States Supreme Court in 1997 ruled that Title 4D was not intended to benefit individual children and custodial pay rents, and therefore it does not constitute a federal right, far from creating an individual entitlement to services. Thus, the Secretary must look to the aggregate services provided by the state, not to whether the needs of any particular person have been satisfied. Blessings versus Freestone, 520 U.S. 329, 333, 1997. Now, furthermore, I would also be quoting Wehunt versus Ledbetter. Needy families with children were net the intended beneficiaries of Title 4D, and it pointed out the legislative history of Title 4D was intended to benefit the public treasury and taxpayers. But yet, these people, which you call Title 4D agency, are publicly advertising that they collect child support when the United States Supreme Court and the 11th Circuit Court, which are two of the highest and one of the second highest courts in America, ruled that there's no such thing as child support. So why are we here? I'm not obligated to support to support the benefit of the public treasury and the taxpayers. Okay, there is no child support. There is no court order. Show me a valid court order. All right, let's check it out.
Violation of the trustee owes the trustee to the beneficiary, which is Mr. Howard, is not of the breach. To compel the trustee to perform trustee duties and join the trustees to be the breach of the trust.
I'm going to Dude, I'm going to send this over to Yusuf L. And I want to watch him decimate this guy. This dude, again, he should have just kept his mouth shut. Okay. Now what they're doing is, oh, this is sovereign citizen rhetoric. Okay. That's what they're doing. Okay. Oh man, did I lose my thingy? I think I did. I just knocked it off. Okay. All right, I gotta bring that back. All right, so gentlemen, the objectivity here is first and foremost, stop going to these 4D hearings. Okay, I'm gonna get down to I'm gonna get to the back of this because oh wait, and there's 2 cases on here, fellas. All right, you can check out the second one. I'm only going to elaborate. I didn't feel like going through the time to edit it and cut the other half off. All right, but here we go.
Inside of my living trust, my beneficiaries,
Oh,
that's the
it's your
problem inside of
living
this
trust.
court.
Okay,
My
that
children
doesn't
are in
apply to
here.
this.
My children are inside my living trust.
It doesn't apply to this.
All right, damn it, that's what you're going to get. All right, when you all right, these guys go in here, and I'm telling you,
Possible
now this
charge.
is
I have denials right here from.
all right. This is basically they're going to label him sovereign citizen because he's not making any sense. All right, I don't like the phrase sovereign citizens. All right, they put I've been I'm labeled as one by the government too. I'm a terrorist. All right, but this is what you call sovereign citizen rhetoric. He done read this shit or got on YouTube, and he's just blurting it out. It has no clue what it means, and the judge just handled him. It's like, yo, you're in the wrong court for that. Let me get back to this.
Okay, okay, thank you. Any other questions for Ms. Howard?
Was there ever an agreement to not have child support?
No, there was not.
Okay, that was a good question.
You're under oath.
She answered
She's
the
answered
question.
your question. So. Do you have any other questions for Ms. Howard?
Oh, boy.
No.
Mr. Bregman, do you have any questions for Ms. Howard?
I have no questions from Ms. Howard.
So,
All right, Ms. Howard, you can go ahead and mute yourself. And, all right. So, Mr. Howard, is there, we have closing arguments you can make, or you can make a statement and allow Mr. Bregman to cross-examine you. So, which would you like to do?
Ooh. If he was a 4D Terminator, he'd have got up there and lit that cocksucker up.
Do you wish to testify?
No.
I got 50 minutes right.
Do you wish to testify?
No, but I.
Okay, so do you wish to make a closing statement
Here it comes.
then?
Sorry.
So you don't wish to testify today? No? Okay. Mr. Bregman, do you have a closing statement?
We're gonna rely on that testimony, Mr. Prosecutors.
All right. Mr. Howard, do you have a closing statement?
A personal identification that I want to be redacted. I have a long form fiduciary form that I wanted to be done. And I also have a sworn supervised administration of a trust that I want to get taken care of. But as far as the ability to pay, I haven't had in the last 3.5 years. I've had a possible charge. I have denials right here from different companies that wouldn't do it because of the background charge. I had a possible felony at the time. So for almost 4 years now, I've been denied. And in the last month, 2 months, I just got a job there with the Great Lakes Security. So I worked a couple times with them, and they have child support to take the money out of the check that just happened when I worked. I believe it was the last month when I had one last time there. But they're trying to get me in rotation in the schedule there. So I'm trying to get my after being taken the charge of, now I'm able to, without nothing pending, I can probably do more. But
All right. He just bitched up. You went through all that. Now, all of a sudden, yeah, I just got a job and, the background check and, I can pay more. All right. That was a bitch move. Okay. What you should have did was not accepted the invitation, bro. All right. Incidentally, folks, check us out on Facebook at the 4D Crime Family Assassins. I'm teaching on that page. All right. Send us a request, answer a few questions. You'll get in. You'll start learning. Let's see if this guy happens.
But up to that point, though, it's just impossible to pay, and the impossibility to pay, I invoke that in Michigan is defense.
What's the basis of the impossibility to pay?
I've had background checks where I couldn't pass for 3 and almost 4 years.
Nice try.
Anything else, Mr. Farmer?
Ha!
Would just state that Mr. Howard could go down to the front of the court and ask for a referee hearing to have those child support amounts adjusted based on his job or lack of job or not being able to get a job. And until he does that, it's impossible for Mr. Vasquez to do anything but process the order that's in place. So Mr. Howard could go down to the front of the court and go through the procedure, but until that happens, we are dealing with an order that is in place and enforcing the order that's in place.
Okay. Bottom line, after all that, he said it. We're dealing with an order in place. He never once challenged that order. He never once pulled out the contract. He never once provided that it was contractual, not constitutional. He didn't consent. He just went on with a whole bunch of babbling bullshit, even when it was time to question the witness. Okay? He didn't straighten out the contractor. He didn't ask the contractor, either, all three of them. He never addressed any of it. Bad business, gentlemen.
I have children I look after every day. Like
Say that again?
outside of this coming to court, because I come here probably twice a month for the last 3 years, and like I'm really trying to be outside of it so I can maintain what I'm doing at home.
We gotta pay your child support and then you don't have to come to court.
Okay. Now, where does she get that from? All right. Right here. Ah. Okay. She said, you got to pay your child support. Not one time did he ever challenge the fact that he was not a non-custodial pay rent. Let me check out something in Michigan Constitution real fast. All right, let's see here. Where's that? All right. Declaration, right? All political people is inherent in the people. Government is instituted for their benefit, security, and protection. Okay, that's a violation right there, because Title 4D was intended to benefit the public treasury and the taxpayer. So why are we even here? Okay. Equal protection. No person shall be denied equal protection of the laws, nor shall a person be denied the enjoyment of his civil or political rights or be discriminated against in the exercise thereof because religion, race, color, or national origin. The legislature shall implement this section. All right, so Title 4D under the case closure will allow the applicant or the customer to close a case, but it will not allow you based off of your national origin, which is a man, by nature equally free and independent. All right, freedom to worship Almighty God. Okay, well, guess what? That's violated because Title 4D is enforced under 666, the mark of the beast. All right, freedom of speech. Okay, you have the right to question her. Slavery and involuntary servitude is what this was. This was also a bill of attainder because a bill of attainder it criminalizes certain groups of people. In his case, it would be a deadbeat parent, which they have the Deadbeat Parent Punishments Act. All right, illegal search and legal seizure. There was no probable cause, all right, to have him arrested or hold him in contempt of court. Number one, he wasn't in court, and the person who issued the order, what, was a contractor, not even an officer, employer, agent of the state or the 4D crime family. Okay, self-incrimination. Well, he waived that right. All right, I ain't gonna go over there. Okay, and what else we have? Rights of accused, imprisonment for debt. All right, that's what they just did. See, they imprison you for debt, but what they'll say is, well, we hold you in contempt of court, but we just proved that it's not a court. Okay, never was. You have the right to assemble. Wait, I think there's under the right to free speech. Give me a second. There it is. Look. Nope. Where was it? It's in here. We'll find. All right, but all right, you have the right to assemble, gentlemen. Look what happens when you waive that right.
It's very simple. I have thousands of people that pay their child support and don't come to my court. All right, so it's finding of the court that Mr. Howard is guilty of failure to pay child support. He has an arrearage in excess of, well, as of today's date, $8,148.31. He has a de minimis charge of $151. I don't find the fact that he had a felony charge as a good enough reason that he can't pay child support, because I have tons of felons on probation who hold full-time jobs. I'm sorry, Mr. Howard, a lot of the information you provided does not apply to the civil court system.
Now, you notice you said what you put in doesn't apply to the civil court system. Unbeknownst to 99% of you, all right, this is equity. It is not civil. They are not the same. She just lied again.
Using language from the probate court that do not apply. So I do find that you're guilty of failure to pay child support. Sent to the court was served 14 days in the Lenawee County Jail. You can be released upon the payment of $2,000.
Purge.
So
All right. See you, homie. All right. You should have stayed your ass home. Gentlemen, don't go to a 4D hearing and you don't know what you're talking about. Don't go to them at all. All right. Stop with the bullshit. They're standing on your foot. Tell them to get off your foot. If they don't get off your foot breaks. Now you got Article 3 standing to sue them in court. Okay? No 11th Amendment immunity. They're not judges. I am the Alvin Osiris. Gentlemen, you need a consultation, bang the email halfwithasecond@gmail.com. All right, and we'll show you how to all right, start shooting back. The 4D counter technique, like I said, gentlemen, it's all that. All right. They don't have to obligate you. They're not obligated to answer your little responses that you sent to them in these 4D hearings, all right, which are administrative. All right. They'll laugh at them. She just told them doesn't apply here. But when you sue them in court, federal court, then they got to respond. All right, gentlemen, you have your mission. Hotep, like and subscribe. I'll be back soon.